Hi everyone, welcome back to Storytime Recaps. In this video, I'm going to recap one of the film from 2021, Till Death. Without any further, let's get started. In the first scene of the movie, Emma, the main character, meets Tom in a hotel room and they have a drink together. Emma seems distracted and tells Tom that they cannot see each other anymore. Tom attempts to talk her out of it. However, Emma is determined to put an end to the adulterous affair. He begs to see her again the next day, but Emma tells him she can't because it's her anniversary. The following day, she pays her spouse Mark a visit at his workplace when his assistant offers her flowers and wishes her an
Happy
anniversary. As she is walking into her husband's office, she discovers a private police file describing the moment she was stabbed and robbed years ago. The scene changes to a flashback of a failed burglary attempt that left the burglar with an eye injury. Emma is interrupted as her husband Mark walks into the office. We find out that Mark is a successful attorney whose most recent case involves rescinding the parole of the individual who had assaulted Emma in the past. Emma asks him if he prefers locking people up to keeping them out. Yet, Mark, who is currently employed as a criminal defense lawyer, claims he would rather have the cash. When the two of them use the elevator, Tom joins them on the lower level. Now that Tom has had an affair with his boss's wife, the two of them need to pretend that they are strangers. The two of them head to a restaurant for their anniversary supper, and Mark gives Emma a diamond necklace as an anniversary present.
About 11 years.
Beautiful.
Emma also got him a pair of Super Bowl tickets as a gift, but he snubs them off, complaining that the team wasn't good that year. After that, they see a man across the room pop the question to his fiancée, and Emma yearns to go back to that wonderful moment in her marriage. After that, Mark places the jewelry on her, signifying their 11-year marriage. Following dinner, Emma receives a surprise from Mark, who covers her eyes and drives her to a remote lake house they used to frequent when they were younger. Emma chooses to explore the house once they arrive and discovers a dimly lit room filled with images of the two of them. She turns on the turntable and beams, remembering the fun moments they had together. After Emma climbs upstairs and follows the rose petals into the bedroom, she discovers Mark waiting for her with 2 glasses of champagne. He sincerely apologizes to her for not being a good husband and says he wants to try to make things right from now on. The two then share a passionate kiss. Emma wakes up in the morning to discover her husband sitting on the bed next to her. She discovers that Mark has shackled her wrist, and he kills himself by pointing a revolver to his head. Emma yells for assistance, but naturally, nobody is in the area. She tries the dead phone to call the police, and the gun doesn't have any bullets left when she tries to fire the chain. She is forced to bring Mark's lifeless body with her, when she finds her wedding dress hanging in the walk-in closet. Emma removes the clothes and it becomes visible that a safe is hidden underneath it. She covers Mark's body with the cloth to make it easier to drag him with him. But as she prepares to go downstairs, she unceremoniously falls with the corpse in tow. When she tries to locate her phone, she discovers that it is submerged in the flower vase and discovers that it cannot be saved. She goes through every cabinet and drawer in the kitchen and discovers a set of car keys inside. Then, Emma practically feels Mark's lifeless body dragging her down as she makes her way inside the car. She tries to start the car, but it won't start because all of the fuel has been removed. A recording of Mark's voice abruptly begins playing their wedding song, during which he passive-aggressively claims that he did this to her because Emma was ungrateful. As it happens, he discovered that she was having an affair with Tom and refused to even grant her forgiveness, much less allow her to lead a happy life. After coming back inside the house to clean the blood off her face, Emma finds that she can't remove the necklace that Mark gave her that night. This irritates her, so she comes up with another plan. She walks to the basement in the hopes of finding some hardware, but to her dismay, everything has been taken. She starts yelling that Mark was a hypocrite because he had also had relationships with other women. As she remembers the occasion when she removed glitter and lipstick on his shirt. Angry, she drags him back upstairs with all of her strength before collapsing into the ground. Emma then makes the decision to go back to the dark room, and when she does, she discovers the man's mug shot from the previous attempted burglary. She also discovers a record player and presses the play button. She discovers then that it's a taped interview in which she discusses the failed burglary. The suspect managed to stab Emma in the back, but she also harmed the man possibly by stabbing him in the eye. Because of her previous trauma, Emma was unable to listen to the rest of the recording and lost her composure. When she gets back to the living room, Emma discovers there is someone outside the door, and it turns out that it's Tom, the guy she had an affair with. Tom informs her that he hurried to her aid after receiving many texts from her indicating that she was having problems. It's clear that Mark sent the texts, not Emma. Tom tells Emma, upon observing her condition, that Mark's entire career has been destroyed by the FBI raid on his office. Now that she knows why her husband dared to shoot himself, Emma tells Tom that they must contact the police right now because she believes Mark has hatched a complex scheme to set them up.
That he sent you that text so you—
But as Tom steps outside to retrieve his phone from the car, they notice a truck heading in the direction of the lake house. Suspicious, Tom makes the decision to go and instructs Emma to let him be the only one who opens the door.
Be careful.
When the truck pulls up in front of the lake house, Tom approaches the man who gets out with confidence. Jimmy introduces himself and says he's here to fix a busted pipe. Tom offers to pay Jimmy what he would charge for the work and tells Jimmy to go.
It's 50 on top.
Bobby, another man, gets out of the car as Jimmy is ready to drive off, stabbing him. After stabbing Tom multiple times, the two men forcefully enter. We discover that Jimmy is kind-hearted as Tom is bleeding out on the ground, but Bobby, his brother, is ruthless. As the two men explore the inside of the house, Emma has gone outside and is carrying Mark's lifeless body with her. She goes to the boat shed and cuts Mark's arm so she won't have to carry the body around any longer. Soon later, Bobby and Jimmy discover the body, but Emma has disappeared. They have no idea that Emma is hidden beneath them. Upon seeing Bobby's face, Emma recognizes that he is the man who had previously attacked her. From their chat, Emma also finds out that Mark was the one who had hired them, offering to provide them access to the diamond-filled safe at the lake house. However, Bobby and Jimmy are now searching for Emma because Mark has passed away, as nobody else but her would be familiar with the safe's combination. After the two men depart, Emma emerges from hiding and has an idea. After studying the safe, Jimmy tells Bobby that it needs a combination and a fingerprint. Jimmy then proceeds to get Mark's lifeless body. Emma is currently pulling the petrol tank of the boat through the snow. But as Jimmy leaves the house to find her, she almost gets caught. Nevertheless, she eventually enters the garage and tries to pump gasoline into the car's tank. Sadly, there is some noise produced by this process, which urges Bobby to look into it. Bobby walks around and cuts a tire to make sure Emma can't get away with the car while she hides beneath it. Emma slips out of the garage, avoiding Bobby. She manages to get back into the house, while Jimmy is busy moving Mark's lifeless body inside. When Bobby, who is suspicious, pursues her carefully, Emma gets stuck in the stairway between Bobby in the basement and Jimmy in front of the door. The clever Emma successfully diverts Bobby and Jimmy by pressing the alarm button on the car key, causing them to rush back inside the garage. Emma takes advantage of this little time to grieve Tom's passing. While Bobby and Jimmy are outside the house, Bobby tells Jimmy that he will not allow Emma to leave alive because he is still angry with Emma for locking him in for the previous 10 years following the failed robbery attempt. As they head back inside the house to resume their search, knowing that she must be within somewhere, Bobby heads upstairs to hunt for Emma as Jimmy remains on the first level. Up there, Bobby hears a disturbance coming from the attic. He goes to investigate and is about to be attacked by Emma as she emerges from hiding. Jimmy, who heard the disturbance, runs upstairs to find his brother unconscious as she steals his car keys. Emma uses a golf club to strike Jimmy, locks him in a room, and smashes the doorknob. Following that, she goes outside and tries to start the car, but Bobby, who appears to be awake, stops her. Emma is able to get hold of a phone during this and calls 911. Walking up to them, Jimmy begs Bobby to give up and leave before the police arrive, but Bobby is too stubborn and kicks Emma until she passes out. When Emma awakens, Bobby and Jimmy are pulling the safe toward her, and she is chained to her dead husband once more. When she tries to inform them that she doesn't know the combination to the safe, Bobby starts beating and subduing her since he doesn't believe her.
What are you
When he makes threats to stab her once more, Jimmy the Kind One intervenes to stop him. Bobby dismisses him, though. Then, tired of all the violence, Jimmy lunges for Mark's gun and points it at Bobby. Emma says abruptly that she will provide them with the combination. Jimmy follows her instructions, and she gives them the combination to the safe as long as they uncuff her. At last, the safe opens, but sadly, it is empty but for an etched metal that claims the diamonds within have been turned into the necklace Emma is currently wearing. Emma breaks into a panic, stating she's attempted to take the necklace off, but it won't open. The heartless Bobby is more than willing to cut Emma's head off in order to obtain the jewels, but Jimmy won't allow it. Bobby pushes Jimmy aside and tries to fire the gun, but it isn't loaded. He then starts to fight Emma, but Jimmy breaks them up. Then the two brothers start fighting. Bobby killed Jimmy instantly when he unintentionally drove his head into the cloak hanger. Emma stands up and goes for a knife nearby as Bobby pauses in disbelief. Bobby turns to confront her and threatens to kill her. Once more, the two struggle, but Emma succeeds in hitting Bobby with a heavy tool, and she flees while Bobby chases after her. However, this time, he is the only chained to Mark. After that, Bobby trips down the steps, and Emma heads to the garage to get into Mark's car. While Bobby follows closely behind, Emma frantically backs the car up, smashing through the garage wall and ramming into the other cars. She drives forward and hits Bobby when she is unable to push the cars, but the vehicle slides through the snow and smashes into the boat garage. With a homicidal rage, Bobby, who is strangely still alive, fights his way to the wrecked car, only to discover that Emma has left. He chases Emma as she crawls through the frozen lake. They battle once more, and this time Emma stabs him. However, the impact of his body hitting the ground breaks the ice, sending both of them falling through. They continue to struggle underwater, and Emma removes the knife from his shoulder, rendering him helpless. Emma manages to break free from his hold and swims higher, making her way through the ice. Emma removes her wedding band and rolls it into the water as the film closes, lying over the frozen lake, while the background is filled with the faint sound of police sirens. Thanks for watching, and remember to turn on your notifications to watch more movie recaps like this one.